Good afternoon, buenos dias, ciao. How are you doing? My name is Tom Nichols. Actually, no, it's not. It's Andy Hunyadi. See what I did there? No, this isn't two legs. This is Dino V, one leg. Thank you for watching this. Like and subscribe. Press the button I'm not going to put up. Subscribe, then you can see what rubbish I'm going to be talking about. And today, Dino V is going to be talking about this man. I have to say his name, do I? Anyway, he's got back 2024 and he played last night his first gig of the South American leg of GotBack 2024 in Montevideo. Take two, I won't cut it. Montevideo in Uruguay to 60,000-ish fans. Or was it 75,000 or 30,000? Sounds like Shea Stadium, doesn't it? How many were there? Anyway, Paul played last night. We're all waiting to see the set list. There was various things leaked online about a rehearsal or sound check of various tracks, but he didn't perform all of those that he rehearsed. I'm not going to do any subliminal messages in this video about what I'd like Paul to do in concert, okay? So there'll be no subliminal messages at all, trying to do mind control what I'd like Paul to play live, okay? I'm not going to do it. I don't like people that do subliminal messages. It's wrong, it's unneeded, and you just don't need it because it sends it out there, messages, subliminal, that you might want Paul McCartney to play in concert. So I'm not going to do it at all in this video. I'm not going to send any messages out there of songs I'd like Paul to perform. Oh, no, not that one. Anyway, let's get on to the set list. So Paul performed 37 songs, and I'm going to do them in order. I'm not going to sing them, so don't worry. So he opened up with the opener from the 1964 movie starring the Beatles, who's a band before Wings, before he went solo, with A Hard Day's Night. Now, on his tours, sometimes he has opened with Can't Buy Me Love. So maybe, just maybe, no, I'm not going to sing that song. Perhaps he's going to open sometimes with Can't Buy Me Love. But last night, it was A Hard Day's Night. Second in was Junior's Farm. Cannot wait to hear that. Great choice, Paul. Paul, get rid of the Beatles stuff, apart from Hey Jude. Just get rid of the Beatles stuff, okay? Don't do them. Do Wings. Yeah. Anyway, so he kicked off second with Junior's Farm. Oh, hi, buddy, Dan Ely. How you doing over there? And Dan Ely, who was there when Wings were rehearsed, Junior's Farm, all those years ago. Hey, Dan, I've still got your bottle of Stinkhorn Ale. Hey, buddy, it's delicious. Track 3, a Wings classic, another belter, Letting Go. Oh, she looks like snow, is it? Or wine, or what? Put her in a Broadway show, Letting Go, another Wings track. We're looking good. 3 tracks in. Hard Day's Night's brilliant, but Junior's Farm and Letting Go, yeah. Pump that bass, boom, boom, boom. I wish, do you know what? Wish he'd use his Rickenbacker. Do you know what? Being fans, we're never happy. If he did 1,000 songs, we'd say, the show's too long. Well, I wish he hadn't have done that. We never stop moaning about things. So track 3 was Letting Go. Track 4 was the B-side of this, I Feel Fine. Anyway, you know the track. So Paul did the B-side of that, She's a Woman. Next, one of my favourites from the 1966 Revolver album, I Was Alone, I Took a Ride. You know the track. Can't wait to see that one of my favourites. Next track from Egypt Station was Come On To Me. A lot of people don't want that. A lot of people are happy that he's not doing For You. But if I had to choose a track off Egypt Station for Paul to do, it would be Despite Repeated Warnings. You know the track. If you don't know the track, buy Egypt Station. It's a blooming great album. Next track, Let Me Roll It from Band on the Run. A lot of fans have said, drop Letting Me Roll It, Paul. Drop it. I don't know why. It is a great track. Yeah, Let Me Roll It. I love it. It's brilliant. And then he usually goes on about, is it Foxy Lady, which he did, and Jimi Hendrix. Next track was the belter from Pepper. I used to get mad at my school. Getting Better's next. Next track, he had a Liverpool guitar for that. If you remember, Paul's got that special Liverpool of Culture guitar that you had made. And he used that for the first time, I think, at Anfield in 2008, was it? 1st of June 2008. I lived in Tenerife and I flew to England to see him play that. So that's getting better. Next track from Speed of Sound, Let 'Em In. You know, the doorbell sound. Dun, 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 Brother Michael. Beautiful track next for Nancy. And she was right, this love of mine, my Valentine. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous song. Very emotional and a beautiful song for his wife. Next, another rocker from Band on the Run, the closing track. No one ever left alive, 985 will ever do. My favourite song on Band on the Run. Cheers, Paul. Next, the beautiful song for Linda. The Beatles had broke up. Paul was with Linda and he was amazed at his lovely wife and how supportive she was. So maybe I'm amazed was next. I just want to say something as well on Paul's vocals. Some of the bits I heard, his voice sounded better than it has for years. Maybe he's had a long rest and it's good. If Paul only performed songs where his voice could not reach notes, he might not perform any songs anymore. So please, people, shut up going on about his voice. For goodness sake. Don't go to the concerts if you don't like his voice. And when you sing along with 60,000 people, are you the one at the concert thinking, I'm not singing? He can't sing maybe on Mates like he used to. He can't sing getting better like he used to, etc, etc. Don't go to the concert if you don't like his voice. There'll be plenty of people that want to go. And when you're there singing along, you're not listening to that. You're just lost in the magic. It's not just about hearing Paul sing. It's seeing him. It's listening to the music as well. Got to look like Ronald. Hey, Kieran. You might not know who he is. It's an experience. Plus you're with all the fans. You're singing along. You're singing along, aren't you? And what's wrong with that? So after Maybe I'm Amazed, Paul did, which is my youngest daughter's favourite. Why? I don't know. She calls this the happiest song ever. It's down, 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 I've just seen a face I can't forget. You know the song, Off Help. Absolutely love that track. It's, what did he call it on the Wings 75, 76 tour? A real bum tatter? Bum shaker. Anyway, you wiggle your bum too. I've just seen a face. Next track, In Spite of All the Danger, which describes as the first Beatles song. I could live without hearing that, but it is very, very historic to fans, to Paul, to the world, to music. So I understand why that's in there. Next is the first Beatles single released, Love Me Do. I could do without hearing that, but again, as it's the first one, I can understand why it's in there for historical reasons, maybe. Very important song. Next track off Memory Almost Full. Is it Memory Almost Full? Everybody gonna dance tonight. Do like that track. Really real. That's another bum wiggler. If you get off your bums, you might just sit there. So Dance Tonight was next. That was track 16. Next one off the White Album. Down, 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 down. Blackbird Singing in the Dead of Night. Simple acoustic one from Paul, but down, 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 down. Oh, I did Clico Skies then. Anyway, he does Blackbird next. Next one, a tribute to his dear friend John. Very emotional. And what you got to remember is, with Here Today, some fans, Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina, wherever Paul's playing, they may never have seen Paul live. So do remember that. Don't say, oh, he's always doing that. Some people have never seen. This will be the first time they've seen Paul. Beautiful, emotional tribute to John Here Today. Next track is, I can't even read my own writing. Okay, this is the biggie. The most important song for me and most fans. You know it's true. It's all because of you. I love you. Here we go again. The Beatles' last single. Now and Then. Beautiful footage behind on the video screen. You may have seen there's black and white clips, black and white photos from Paul's book. He looks over there, see what the book's called. Is it The Blink of an Eye? It's not called The Blink of an Eye. Eyes of the Storm. Now and Then. And if you look at the video footage, did you see the bit for Strawberry Fields where the Beatles are walking backwards and Paul falls over? I'd never seen that bit before. Maybe you had. I hadn't. So if you don't want many spoilers, don't watch this video. I should have said that at the beginning. Don't watch it. So look at the footage of the Strawberry Fields video on the big screen where Paul's doing, you know it's true. Cannot wait to hear. Ooh. When Now and Then come out and I was at a Liverpool listening party, it was very emotional. Every time I talk about this, I felt I'm going to go. A few seconds pause. See? it's hard to talk about now and then. Anyway, can't wait to see him do that. I'll be crying my heart out, as will everyone, and I'm sure last night loads and loads of people. Joan Borelli said that she was crying and sobbing. To see Paul singing out on stage, I just had a shiver go for me. To see Paul singing out on stage, and John, what are the other members called? John, Mick, no, got the wrong band, haven't I? Stevie, Mick, Lindsay. Oh, which band is it? John, George, and Ringo behind him. That's going to be a highlight for me. Very, very emotional song. So now and then, thanks for doing that, Paul. Thank you so, so much. We hoped you'd do it, didn't think you'd do it, and you did it. Good on you. Next was a track New from the album New. I like that song. Not crazy on it, but it's off the new album. I'd rather have had Appreciate. I've said that before. Next was Band on the Run. Next from Band on the Run, Jet. Oh, she said, da-da-da-da. Oh, what a song. Next track off Sgt. Pepper from 1967, The Benefit of Mr. Kite. Being for the benefit of Mr. Kite. I heard that bits I could do without hearing that. What would I rather have off Pepper? With a little help from my friends, I suppose, really. Or even Lucy, or A Day in the Life. But there's a track off Pepper. Get on with it. Next track, tribute to his mate, where he gets the ukulele and plays something dedicated to George. Another emotional thing. This is the thing, the concert's so emotional. Thank God Ringo's still alive as well. Can you imagine? I'm going to dedicate this song to Ringo. What would he do? I Want to Be Your Man. He wouldn't do Boys. What would he do? With a little help from my friends, I guess. Don't do Yellow Submarine. Don't do Yellow Submarine. And don't send subliminal messages in these videos about what you'd like Paul to perform in concert. Like a flower. Okay, I won't do it. And don't send... No, I'm not going to send any more subliminal messages. So the next track, the real one that gets everyone going. And he said it's off Band on the Run. Obladi Oblada off the White Album. Not my favourite song at all. But I always sing along and dance to it. Well, do that. That's the Dino V dance, I guess. So Obladi Oblada always gets the crowd going. Certainly not my favourite. In a couple of years, no, don't want to go down there. Next, Band on the Run, opening track from Wings' greatest, most popular, biggest selling album. Always goes down well. Some of these songs you hear, oh, he's doing Band on the Run. Oh, he's doing Let Me Roll It. We're so lucky he's ever done them. So I'm glad Band on the Run's in it. Next is Get Back. Now I've written some notes here on Get Back footage. So when Paul performs Get Back, in the background the footage is from the Get Back Peter Jackson one, all cleaned up and all done. When's it coming out on Blu-ray? Not that. If proper Let It Be film. Okay. Next we've got When I Find Myself in Let It Be. Always beautiful. People get their phones out, put the torches on, and in the video you've got all the candles. Another emotional one that Paul was inspired to write by his mother, who he saw in a dream, saying, "It's going to be all right, son. It's going to be all right." There's a lot of emotional songs. So after that, after coming down with Let It Be and making you think of the world and people, and no, I'm not going to worry about the state of the world now. Anyway, after Let It Be, you've got, could be the highlight for many people after Now and Then, the rocking 007 James Bond, Roger Moore's first Bond film. Live and let die. Lights, lasers, explosions. Crikey, Mikey, Mikey, Mikey. If you haven't been to see him, and when he does Live and Let Die, you will be blown away. And seeing the footage, it looks even better than ever. Oh yeah, on the video on the screen behind, I don't know if this was used before, because I haven't seen Paul for quite a few years now in concert. So in 2023, I don't know if it's the same video, but it's got Big Ben blowing up and the Houses of Parliament. I don't want to spoil it for you, but that's what happens. It looked incredible. Quite scary when you see that. You know, British iconic buildings, Big Ben, Houses of Parliament. A lot of people would like Houses of Parliament to go, but it's not bonfire night, is it? And do you know what bonfire night is, Guy Fawkes? Look at the British history. Next track, my all-time favourite song, Hey Jude. Heard it tons and tons of times, but it's still emotional when the lights go out and the men sing and the women sing and the children sing, and then he gets the dogs singing and the birds singing, you know. Right, all the pets over there now, all the dogs over there. When I say dogs, I mean the canine animals. I wasn't being derogatory. No wonder I get myself into trouble. Hey Jude has to do Hey Jude. Another emotional song to me. They can't all be emotional, can they? Can't all be emotional. They can. Subliminal message, Paul. Silly love songs. Play silly love songs. Paul plays silly love songs. Next track. Oh, so he goes off, probably has a cup of tea, goes to the shop, has a veggie burger, might do his nails, watch a bit of TV, see what's going on, and then he comes back for the encore, and he kicks off where he's performing with John on stage. No, John Lennon hasn't arisen, but John's on stage on the rooftop, actually. Not on the rooftop of the stage, I'll explain. So I've got a feeling, which they did on the Apple rooftop, it was January 30th, 1969. So Paul's singing it, and he's doing a duet with John, which again is emotional. I haven't seen Paul do that yet, so cannot wait to see that. There's a lot I cannot wait to see. And if it's your birthday, then the next track. It's Birthday off the White Album. Great song. Could I do without hearing that? You know, you can say it about a lot. The only reason I say there's some songs I could do without hearing is just because I want to chuck something else in. I'd rather hear Rocky Raccoon or Mother Nature's Son. But that's because I've seen Birthday loads of times. Dino, shut up. Okay, next track, Sgt. Pepper's. You know the song, I'd have to go on about that. Then it goes into a rip-roaring, blistering rendition of Helter Skelter. I'm coming down fast, I'm coming down fast. It's not grunge, but what a heavy track. Again, McCartney, Beatles, years and years ahead of the game. Helter Skelter in 68, and it still sounds almost grungy. Is that the right word? Here we are in 2024. Next track. Now you've got to calm it down because, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting very near the end. Golden Slumbers, which always gets you going. Segueing into Carry That Way and the end. So that is the 37 tracks that Paul performed last night in Montevideo in Uruguay. And he'll be in Argentina on Saturday. And again, I don't want any subliminal messages in this about archive box sets or anything. So if anyone's watching this, I'm not trying to send messages out there that we want an archive box set of anything. Okay? Anyway, back to the back to the list. So me being a bit sad, very sad you might say, talking on here about a concert I didn't go to. I just, collated some information on the tracks, and of all the tracks that Paul did last night, the top album that Paul performed tracks off was Band on the Run, with Quattro, Uno, Due, Tre, Quattro. Next one was Sgt. Pepper, Tre, Uno, Due, Tre, which is wrong, because I've just looked here. The White Album has actually got 4 tracks as well, but you've got Hey Jude, Lady Madonna from 1968, so I'm putting them on. So 1968 has got 6 tracks on it. You can go through the list and check the list if you want to say, Dino, you're wrong. He did that, he did that. I don't care, you can do it. Let It Be's got 3 off it, and then the rest of the albums have kind of got 1. I've also, because I'm so sad. Don't tell anyone. Subliminal message alert, archive box set, archive box set, archive box set. Get the message? So on this list I've done here, working out the songs, some albums that Paul didn't play anything from. I might be wrong, and he might change the set list, but at the moment Paul did not play any songs from these albums. What about All My Loving? We're greedy, aren't we? What about I'll Follow the Sun? What about The Word? Or Even If I Needed Someone? Penny Lane, I know it wasn't on the original album, but Your Mother Should Know would be a great one, wouldn't it? Magical Mystery Tour, I'm glad that's been dropped, but Your Mother Should Know I'd even like Fall on the Hill. Also, now solo albums that Paul didn't perform anything off. How about Monkberry Moon Delight, ba 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 ba. Yeah, you get the idea. The word wild applies to the words you and me. As you may know, I'm not keen on this album, but I would like to hear, oh, sweet darling, what a mess I'm in. Do-do-do, do-do-do. I know it's not on the album, but I think it was supposed to be originally. What track would I choose is on the album? There is My Love. Yeah, Paul's dropped My Love, hasn't he? Big Barn Bed would be good to hear. I'm not crazy on the album, but I'd still like to hear those. Guess what I want to hear off this? Guess what Dino wants to hear off this? You want a love to last forever. Well, it will never fade away. I wouldn't mind hearing Temporary Secretary, actually, to tell the truth. I wouldn't mind hearing Waterfalls, which he's never done. He's never done Waterfalls. And I wouldn't mind hearing Everybody Boogie, 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 Boogie on down the beat, yeah, down, 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 down. I light a candle to our love. In love, our problems disappear. What would I like to hear? Well, you can say what you want. You can even keep it undercover. But he is the man. And we can go through our love. And how about down, 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 down. Box, big blue one. It's going to be one of those days. We all want to hear No More Lonely Nights. Every person on earth wants to hear No More Lonely Nights. Beautiful song with a beautiful voice back then. It must be very hard to do. I don't care about hearing No Values or Not Such a Good Girl, Bad Boy. Mr. Broadstreet would like that, wouldn't you, Mr. Broadstreet? By the way, go and see me. If you like Broadstreet, the film, the album, the music, the game, the t-shirt, the mug, go and check out Mr. Broadstreet's YouTube channel. He's a top man. It's almost the 40th anniversary of Broadstreet. I've been living in style. Nothing from this. Put it there. No, I don't want to hear. What about this one? Or Où est le soleil dans la tête? Travailler. Yeah, I want to hear Où est le soleil. Now, Hope of Deliverance. I was just thinking, did Paul do this? Am I wrong on this? Did Paul? No, he didn't do Hope of Deliverance. Or Come On People, but what I want to hear, and nobody likes this except me. Look at those feet. Orange, blue, biker like a Nikon. There was a girl. She had a Nikon camera. Is that how it got wrote? Nikon. Anyway, how about biker like a Nikon? Bring back Coleco Skies. Or never mind, check my rhythm. And Amanda, Come On a Flaming Pie. I'd love to. Or even Beautiful Night. Make it up. I don't know why I'm singing them. You know the songs. If you don't know the songs, why are you watching me? Maybe like my cool haircut and me itching my nose all the time. I don't know. Down, 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 down. Why don't we go for a ride and drive in? Are you taking the people? Rinse the Raindrops. That's what I want to hear from here. Not the 10 minutes version. And if you haven't checked it out already, go on the Two Legs channel with Andy and Tom and myself and see how we diss. No, we don't diss Driving Around. We talk about it. Talk about the cover. Talk about Heather. Talk about why it bombed. Whichever way you look at it, it bombed. It didn't sell well. And tracks on it. And you might even find out this. Oh, look what's in here. You see that? What's that piece of paper? I'm not going to show you it. When Paul did concerts in the UK and he cancelled one in Sheffield, he had a cold. And so I got, let's have a look here, Jeff Baker's and press telephone numbers. There's Jeff Baker's number there. Won't exist anymore. What was the other guy's name? Tom Freundlich? I can't remember. Anyway, if you looked inside this, what does that mean? Paul McCartney, Driving Round Keynsham and Essex. Keynsham isn't in Essex, it's near Bristol. What's the reason? Anyway. Rinse the raindrops off that. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, Paul? What is a subliminal message warning about the archive box sets? I wish people would stop going on about what archive box sets should be released. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Subliminal. Which one? Archive box set released, Mr. McCartney, MPL and all those involved. How many times do we have to say it? Paul also didn't do anything off McCartney 3, though I don't know which track I'd like to hear on this. Longtail Winterbird would be good. In fact, Paul, why don't you start, like he's watching this, why don't you start the concerts with down, 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 down. How about starting with Longtail Winterbird? Hey, how about that? Just another idea. What else would I like to hear off this? I know you've done Women and Wives, haven't you? Practiced it. Find My Way. Didn't you do Find My Way? In the last few years, I know Paul has done Find My Way, I think, and Women and Wives. Lavatory Leo, that'd be quite interesting to do. Gonna get deep down. I'd like to hear Deep Down as well. Right, so that's those covered. Now, more crap facts from Dino. So I've discussed all those. Now, songs that weren't done, which he's done a lot in the last few years. Can't Buy Me Love wasn't performed. I guessed during the tour he might change the opener and do that. Ramon, Now, I've just gone by my notes here. So in 2023, Paul did Can't Buy Me Love 14 times. Ram On, he did 13 times. Women and Wives, he did 13 times. And coming up, this one, play Coming Up, Paul. Paul, if you just do one song, do Coming Up, Paul. So Paul performed Coming Up 12 times. From Me to You, 12 times. For You, 12 times. Baby, You Can Drive My Car, 11. Look at that, that's driving right. There's my notes there. Midnight Special. I don't care for hearing that. She came in through the bathroom window. Every night, he did 7 times. Sea Moon, I could do without listening to that. I Saw Her Standing There 4 times, he did in 2023. And 3 times he did Temporary Secretary, Leave Me Alone, and Find My Way. Tracks that it's weird how time goes on, and Paul McCartney has obviously got a major big problem that he's written too many good songs. He's released too many albums, too many great B-sides, too many bonus tracks, and sung too many great cover versions. What a problem it must be. Can you imagine me and Paul McCartney go to bed at night? Well, I don't know. I guess he brushes his teeth, pulls out the grey hairs, or whatever, and goes to sleep, puts his pyjamas on, and watches Good Night by the Beatles to relax him and sleep. Anyway, he probably thinks, what song shall I do tomorrow? Shall I do that? I don't know how he can sleep. How do you sleep? Don't go down that road. But some tracks that have just been lost along the way, and Understand Back in USSR, I guess why that's not on. Yesterday's gone, and I don't mind. I've heard it so many times. I guess there's be fans of, why doesn't he do Yesterday anymore? Well, he should have waited and seen him years ago. You should have waited till now. But you didn't, did you? You could have saw Yesterday years ago, and there's going to be the fans saying, I wasn't born when he did Yesterday. Fair point. My Love, he doesn't do that track anymore, but he does do Maybe I'm Amazed. So maybe he's cut back on doing the songs for Linda. All My Loving, I would like to hear All My Loving. Okay, last subliminal message coming. Archive, give it to us. Archive, give it to us. Archive, give it to us. Singles, some might like you to perform. See you, songs. I can wait another day. Why don't you do this, Paul? Why don't you do this? Huh? Not the play-out version. Don't do the play-out version, but this one. Until I call you. This could be your best ballad after Maybe I'm Amazed, probably. Mr. Broadstreet would want that. In years to come, they may discover what the air we breathe and life we lead. The best song on Tug of War, Paul. What's going on? Okay, that's enough of that. And there was one more list, if you're not bored yet. There is more notes I did. What are the other notes that I did? Oh, yes. So I amalgamated what years Paul performed songs from. So if you count in Spite of All the Danger, oh, that's one from the 50s, isn't it? It is. It is. It is. I know it was on Anthology, and that's in the 90s, but the song's from the 50s. Anyway, so from the 60s, Paul did 21 tracks. From the 70s, he did 9. From the 80s, he did Uno, Here Today. From the 90s, according to my list, Paul didn't do 1 track from the 90s. What's wrong with the 90s, eh? What's wrong with the 90s? What's wrong with the 90s? What about Off the Ground? Nothing off Run Devil Run either, or Flaming Pie. Down, 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 down. None from the 90s. Of the noughties or the 00s, he does 4. So there we go. 60s win, 70s in second place. There's no surprise really, but from the 80s, just 1 track Here Today. 1980 went from 1980 from 1989. You're aware of that? It's 9 years, and in that year he does 1 song from 82. You've done too many good songs, Paul. You see what you created. Why don't you undo these songs, delete them all, and start again? 1 track that he did do. I'm trying not to talk about it, so it gets too emotional now and then. What year do you count that from? What year do you count that from? 2004, I would say. Just going back to my notes, what I did on this, and I said about the 60s, the 70s and everything. In case any of you analyse things, say, Dino, you're wrong on the year. You said 1960s. I've counted Let It Be as from 1969. I know it came out in 1970. Don't have a go at me. I know it did. But on that list of where I said he did 21 tracks from the 1960s, I've included the Let It Be tracks on there. And how many Let It Be tracks did he do? He did 3. All right? I'm not putting Let It Be in the 70s. I'm classing that as 1969. And you may look behind here and see various things on here. Excuse me for sharers. This is what I wore in Roma, May the 11th, 2003 at the Colosseum. It's an unofficial thing. I have got two somewhere. Pretty cool, isn't it? Karate Kid. Oh, I'm getting like Jeff Britton. And this is my scarf from what year? Paul McCartney World Tour. So I'm guessing this is, I don't know if it's 89. No, it's not 89. This is 2003, I think. I think I got it in 89, but I used it still in 2003. It's a bit dirty and mucky now. And in fact, on here, it's really sad. On the back here, I've got my name and the name of the shop they had in the 90s, scarves. By the way, Paul, if you're watching this, you've still got my Rupert scarf from the Tube TV show in December. What year did Press to Play to come out? 1986. So you've still got my scarf. I threw it on the stage and you were winging it around at the end. You never gave me it back. Any chance of getting it back? Last shout. Archives, London Town. Back to the egg. Press to play. Okay, that is it. What a brilliant concert it looked. Seen lots of clips on YouTube. Can't wait to see lots of reviews and people moan about the voice. Don't care, don't care. Go along, see McCartney. He's in Argentina at the weekend. It'd be interesting to see if he changes his set list at all. I'd lose a hard day's night, put Can't Buy Me Loving. What else do I want you to lose? Like I've got any say in it. There's so many I'd change, but there's so many I'd keep. I'd get rid of New. I don't need that. I don't need Obla Da. This is just me speaking. Let him in. Change with Silly Love Songs, please. I'd like Press in there. I'd like No More Lonely Nights. Excuse me. Oh, there's so many, but I would like Coming Up. Anyway, thank you for watching. Dino V. Like or dislike, whatever. And subscribe. Thank you for watching. Join my Facebook groups, Paul McCartney GotBack 2024, for fans that are going to the concerts. The Coming Up page on Facebook as well, where it's general chit chat and stuff. And I may be doing a quiz. There might be a Broad Street quiz coming up in November '84. So you have to join my group to do that. I've got groups on the 7-inch singles box set, but you can only join that if you've got it. Have I got any other groups? Maybe I should do a group on my groups. Thank you for watching. Remember, my name is not, I have to get this right, Andy or Tom. My name is, I'm not on Three Legs, but check out their channel, whichever way it is. Top guys, always got great stuff on there. Check out Mr. Broadstreet. Check out Beatley Tone. Now, Beatley Tone, I don't know if I can't do his voice. Can I, Tone? You know what I mean? He has a smashing time. When you go on him, when you watch Beatley Tone shows, make sure, well, when you're watching, if you see, hang on, to his right, there's a beautiful picture there. It's got frame that came from McCartney's Eyes of the Storm book. And you may be aware that one day he did a video and he knocked it. He swore, he said a four-lettered word began with S and ends in T. So every time you watch him, ask him if he'll bring the photo in the frame over to look in case he smashes it again. Okay. McCartney's back on the road, isn't it fantastic? 2024, Paul McCartney, 82 years old, still rocking, delighting the world. Many are going to see him. Cannot wait to see the guy. Top man, I'm going. My throat's going, you're bored. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Or don't. Ciao. Dino V says.